And we're live.
Hello, everyone. I am Ryan Dancy. I am the Chief Operating Officer at AEG, and I will be your Space Base Admiral for today's game.
Woo! Space
I am
Base!
joined today by Vladimir Organa.
Hi, everyone.
Mark Wooten.
Hey, everybody.
John Zinzer.
Hey, everybody.
Kyle Nunn.
How's it going?
And the Peter Schmidts, who have dressed up for Formal Friday.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Go, Peter Schmidt.
Always. This is formal. In space, Star Wars is formal.
All right. Vlad, do you want to say hi to some of the folks on the chat?
Sure, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me say hi to David Bauer.
Hey,
Hi, David. Welcome. Damian, Jade, Amy, Alex, Cass. Hi, Cass. Emmy, Leslie, Chris, Jay, Allison, Justin. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Right on. We are streaming live today on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, a bunch of other places. It would be really helpful for us to have you like this post and share this post on your social networks. That will help us get more viewers and increase our audience. We're going to be running some promotions in the future based on how many people we have in the stream. So the more people that we get to play along, the bigger the prizes are going to be.
Yeah, it would be super awesome if after a game is over and you take pictures of your boards and things, if you were to post that and say, I'm coming back on Tuesday to play again.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to have a bunch of other announcements as we play, but I'm going to get started today by explaining how this is going to work. I am now going to switch my camera to the view of my board. Give me 1 second here to turn off my live transmission from my space base.
I mean, does it really get any better than Ryan in a space helmet? I mean, could we just be done now and that's like a great day?
My weekend's done. It's all good.
I just want to say for all of you playing at home, you can get your very own space-based space helmet on Amazon. They're like $16. They're super cheap. I highly encourage you to do it.
Oh, Jay.
All right, everyone, let's suit up.
So, Jay, don't worry. We're going to play on
John
Monday.
D. Clare's game of dice rolling and engine building. You'll need to have your own copy of Space Base to play along. To set up your game, assemble your Space Base player board as per the rules. Place the 12 starting ships on their respective sectors and place your Space Bucks tracker at 5. Your income and victory point trackers on 0. Next, deploy the market. You're going to shuffle the level 1, level 2, and level 3 ships into their respective decks.
Ryan, can you go a little bit more slowly?
I can.
Thank you.
You're going to shuffle the level 1, the level 2, and the level 3 decks into their respective stacks. And then you're going to deal out 4 ships from each of those stacks to form the market. That's different than the regular setup rules. When you're all done, you're going to have 12 total ships, 4 number 1s, 4 number 2s, and 4 number 3s.
And Ryan,
you're not going to use my market. I'm just showing this on the stream so everybody can see how it sets up and you'll be able to see how it works as we play.
Ryan, can we shuffle in ships from the Shy Pluto expansion, or is this just the base game?
You are more than welcome to play with any cards you want to play. I only have the regular cards in this setup for now. There's no harm done if you want to play with Shy Pluto cards, or if you're fortunate enough to have any of the promo cards, you can certainly use those. Ooh. We're not going to be using any of the Shy Pluto secret components today, so we're not going to do any spoilers. but if you've got those at home, you're more than welcome to use them. All right, the next thing we're going to do is everybody is going to get a level 1 ship. You're going to draw the top level 1 ship off the deck, and you're going to take that and you're going to deploy that ship to your space base. So you're going to look at the sector that it goes in. In this case, I drew number 7. I'm going to put that in my number 7 sector, and I'm going to flip the ship that's in number 7 upside down and slip it under my board. And then you're going to reduce the space bucks you have by whatever the cost of that card was. So mine had a cost of 3. So I'm going to start the game with 2 space bucks. All right, so you should have the red ability showing under your board at the top of your board for the sector that you just flipped. All right, you're also going to want to have the outpost set up. You can't see them in this camera view, I don't think. Oh, maybe you can. I just have my outpost set up next to the market so they're easy in reach. The outpost cards are the cards with the yellow victory point numbers in them. You want to have your dice warmed up and make sure that they're ready for a hard day of work. Everybody get your own set of dice. All right, today we're going to be playing with a special game mode that was designed by Luke Peterschmidt. In this game, our Dice-O-Matic AI will play as player 1 and player 3. Everyone on the live stream and all of you playing at home are going to be playing as player number 2. So everybody in the world is going to be player 2. We're going to use this board to track which player's turn is ongoing, what the die rolls are for player 1 and player 3. On player 1 and player 3, we're going to use the red abilities on the ships we've deployed under our player boards and any green abilities that you may have. When it's player 2's turn, we're going to roll our own dice. We'll use the blue and the green abilities on the ships we've deployed to the player boards but haven't flipped and slipped under the boards. After you've rolled and resolved your ship's abilities, you can go shopping on the market for a new ship. If you're playing with more than one person in your local game, keep track of who bought first each turn and rotate that so the next player to the next player each turn so that everyone gets a chance to buy first as we play through the turns. If you're just playing at home by yourself, you don't have to worry about that. But if you've got a couple people like Peter Schmitz do, you're just going to keep track of who drew first the previous turn and just rotate. All right, we'll give everyone a few minutes to resolve their turns before we continue to the player 3 roll. After player 3 has rolled, we're also going to roll a die to determine which row of the market is going to lose a card. When we roll a 1, a 2, or a 3, we're going to remove the level 1 ship that is farthest from the draw deck. When we roll a 4 or a 5, we'll remove the level 2 ship that is farthest from the draw deck. And when we roll a level 6, we'll remove the level 3 ship that is farthest from the draw deck. After we've removed a ship, we'll slide the remaining ships down and we'll draw a new card from a corresponding deck to replace it. This system keeps the market from becoming stale, but it means you have to keep an eye on the ship you really want so you can buy it before it rolls off the end of the market and vanishes forever. We're going to play 11 turns with this system. And after the 11th turn, we're going to flip our tracking board over and we're going to reveal how the end game will work, which we'll explain at that time. Unlike a normal space-based game, you don't end the game by getting to 40 victory points. We've got a special system that determines how the game ends, and we'll discuss it after the 11th turn. All right, we're ready to begin. I have turned on the subspace communicator to the Dice-O-Matic AI, and we're going to begin rolling for player 1. All right, everyone, let's play Space Base.
Space base!
Space Base. Okay, we're going to roll for player 1. Player 1 has rolled a 3 and a 5. So you can either use the 3 and the 5, or you can use an 8. Now remember, the only things you can use right now are the cards that are flipped up. So the red segment is showing, like my sector number 7. So unless you happen to replace the 3 or the 5 or the 8 with your first card, you can't do anything right now. Okay, we're now on player 2's turn. Everybody in the world is player 2. So you're going to take your own dice, and you're going to roll those dice, and then you're going to use those numbers on the blue sections of the ships you already have on your board. I happen to roll 12. Great. Right off the bat. So I could do 2 6s or a 12, and I am going to take the 12.
I rolled boxcars as well, Ryan.
I got a double 5, and I have a victory point card there.
All right, 10 the hard way.
Yeah.
All right, there's 2 players here at Space Base Command, myself and my wife, Delana. She's thinking about what she's going to buy right now. She's going to buy on odd number turns, and I'm going to buy on even number turns. She's going to wait. All right. Okay, so that was time for everybody to play. And now we're going to roll for player 3. Player 3 is another robot. And player 3 rolled a 5 and a 6 or an 11. So if you have a 5 or a 6 or the 11 flipped upside down, you're able to use that ability. Otherwise, you just have to wait.
This game is rigged.
Okay.
Let the Wookiee win.
Okay, now the last thing we're going to do at the end of the first turn is we're going to roll the dice to figure out what ship is going to leave the market. I rolled a 3, so we're going to take the ship that's farthest away from the level 1 stack and discard that ship, never to be seen again. Then I'm going to slide down the ships that are left in the market and replace that ship with a brand new ship off the stack in level 1, closest to the deck.
And then do that one more time, Ryan. It happens twice a turn.
It happens twice a turn. All right, we're going to do that again. And I rolled a 5. So we're going to take the level 2 stack out, level 2 ship out, slide these down, and we're going to replace level 2 with a new ship from the deck. Okay, that is the end of the first turn. I'm going to move the turn marker down to turn number 2, and we're going to start the game again at player 1. Player 1's going to roll, and player 1 rolled a 4 and a 1 and a 4, or a 5. So that's for your red abilities. Okay, now everybody's going to roll for themselves. It's time for player 2. So go ahead and roll for yourself. You're going to use the blue abilities this time. And after you've rolled and you've used the abilities on your ships, you get to go shopping. Here in our household, I get to shop first. Let's see what I want to do here. I think I am going to buy this victory point card. Just a reminder, we've got a bunch of cool stuff going on in the store right now. We've got a bunch of active deals. Kyle, you want to tell everybody about the deals we got running?
Kyle's deep in thought.
Yeah, sorry, you caught me on that one.
I did. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, so currently we are running a promotion for our Big in Japan line. So if you buy a copy of Unicornus Knights, you'll get a copy of Greedy Kingdoms and Say Bye to the Villains for free.
Awesome.
Yeah, that Unicornus Knights game, that game is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is getting killer reviews.
So
Co-op game of adventuring designed by Seiji Kanai, who also designed Love Letter.
Seiji Kanai and Kuro.
All right. Hopefully you've all had a chance to resolve your player 2. Now we're going to go and roll the dice for the robot on player 3. The robot rolled a 1 and a 3.
Good job, robot.
What'd you say, Mark? I'm sorry.
I said, good job, robot. 4 is my hot number right now.
Good job for the robot.
Yes, the robots have missed every number for me. Every number.
Sad
Okay,
robots.
and now we're gonna update the market. So the first roll is a 3. We're gonna remove the farthest one ship, slide them down, and replace that from the stack. And then we're gonna roll again, and I rolled a 6. So we're gonna get rid of the farthest number level 3 ship, roll that stack down, and replace it. Oh, there's the ship I don't have a sleeve on. I got to get that ship sleeved. I'm playing today with a bunch of components from the command station, which is the big box that holds all of your space-based components. It also comes with sleeves for your cards and a set of dice. So every player gets to have their own dice. It's very nice. It's very luxurious.
Very, very COVID safe.
It is, absolutely. All right, that is the end of the second turn. So we're going to
Okay.
go to turn number 3. Luke, did I do something wrong?
No, you're great.
Okay.
I mean, you haven't
all right.
rolled well, but you've done everything else pretty okay.
Yep.
Well, rolling well is in the eye of the beholder. All right. We're now going to roll for player 1. And player 1 rolled a 1 and a 4 or a 5.
Oh,
I've seen that before.
That made a lot of money.
All right. And now it's time for your own roll. So roll the dice at home for yourself and resolve your board. I got 3
4,
points.
2, or 6.
That is exciting.
$9.
I have more Delana, and that will be the last time in this game that is probably true. Delana's going to go first this time on our local market buying.
I'm seeing this 5 come up a lot.
All right, she wants a 5. Slide these down. I only have 1 space buck, so I'm not buying anything.
I'm going to hold on to my 5 space bucks.
Okay, that's good.
I'm going to be a
All
saver.
right. Okay, players, we're going to roll for player 3. And player 3 rolled a 4 and a 3. 7. 7 out. All right, which was actually really good for me. That's not 7 out. That's a home run. The robot rolled 1.
Robot rolled a 4 and a 3.
Yeah.
The robot rolled a 4 and a 3.
I think you got Julie to bless the wrong dice for you there, John. She should have blessed Ryan's dice.
Yep.
There's absolutely no doubt. My dice have been doing just fine. So
Okay.
Yeah, but they're only 1 and 3, right? It's Ryan's dice you need to be hot.
That's right. All right, now I'm going to roll to resolve the market changes. The first roll is a 4. So we're going to get rid of the level 2 ship and slide them down. We added this mechanic for the live gaming because if you're playing by yourself, you could find yourself in a situation where the market isn't changing very much. And we wanted to make sure that there was like that simulation that you had other people at the table that were buying things to keep the market moving. For my second roll, I rolled a 5. So we're going to get rid of the level 2 again. Slide that down.
By the way, Ryan, John
Yes.
Declare is on the chat.
John Declare's on the excellent. John Declare is the designer of Space Base. He has designed about 300 games for AEG, and they're all just amazing. Custom Heroes, Mystic Veil, Edge of Darkness. The list just goes on and on and on.
And a big upcoming one here on Dead Reckoning coming up this
Segway.
summer. Segue me. Woot, on the Segway.
Nice. Luke, do you want to talk about Dead Reckoning really quick?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I feel like John should just chat it up in chat there. But yeah, it's a 4X game of swashbuckling action with
Right on.
card crafting. But it's not card crafting like you've seen. It's like that and this whole other way to card craft. It's awesome. It's like card crafting is your engine.
Coming to Kickstarter in a few months.
That's right.
Okay,
All right.
You can follow that Kickstarter by the link that someone will put in chat.
Very nice. Okay, that was the end of the third turn, so we're going to move the turn marker to turn number 4. I'll tell you right now that it may feel like this game is going a little slow and you don't have a lot of stuff on the board and you're thinking, wow, normally in a space-based game I have a lot more points and cards deployed. We'll let you know this thing accelerates really quickly. So by the time we're getting into like turn 8 and 9, you're going to have all kind of stuff going on, so never fear. All right, the next roll for player 1 is going to be boxcars, 2 6s.
Ugh.
2 6s. I don't know how that's even possible. I'm rolling like Luke Peterson today.
Perfect.
That just killed me.
Your odds of rolling 2 6s are 1 in 36. The craps table pays 1 in 30, which is why the casino always wins.
On the midnight.
All right, everybody. That was player 1. So it's time to roll for player 2. Player 2 is rolling. Ooh, I got a pair of squares. I
just
Party.
rolled double 6 again.
2 money or
I'm going to take the 3 space bucks. All right, and it's time to go shopping. This is an odd numbered turn, so here at the Dancy household, I get to shop first. Get your hands off the market. All right. Okay. I am torn. I'm going to pass. Yeah, she's shopping.
I love that. Get your hands off the market today. Oh, I pass.
That's right. Anybody who knows this knows that Delana is way better at engine building games than I am, so she will destroy me before the end of this game. So I have to enjoy my minor time in the beginning when I'm caught up. All right, I'm just trying to get the market organized here. Okay, that was the end of our turn. So it's time for the robot to roll for player 3. The robot rolled a 3 and a 6. 3 and a 6 for a total of 9.
Yeah.
Missed
For
me again.
6.
3 and 6.
That's awesome. I just bought a level 3 6. So my 6.
You bought a level 3 already. What did you just pass every turn?
Well, yeah, I passed last turn, didn't buy anything, and the box cars was good for me because I already had something up on 6. So.
Nice.
And then I rolled box cars as well, straight after. So.
All right, everybody, we're going to roll to upgrade the market. The first roll is a 5, so we're going to drop the number 2. Wow, number 2 market is really getting eaten up here. The AIs, they like number 2 today.
Yeah.
Level 2. And then we're going to roll again, and I rolled a 6, so the level 3 is going to go away. Oh, that's not good. That's one I wanted.
Yeah.
All right, sliding these
You
down.
actually got rid of the level 2s I wanted last time.
Sliding these down. Okay. All right, everybody, that was the end of turn 4. We're on turn 5.
I'm getting
And I'm
killed.
going to roll for the robot. Go ahead, Vlad. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
All right, rolling for player 1. All right, I rolled a 3 and a 6. 3 and a 6. Getting the thumb up from Delana. She liked that one.
John,
6 is
the
a
chat
winner.
is asking if you are on the Millennium Falcon.
I am on the Millennium Parrot, which is a lot like the Millennium Falcon. It has a very similar interior design, but yes,
It's more colorful, I think.
more colorful.
I think one of my favorite things recently was watching the Han Solo movie when the Millennium Falcon was clean and white and just like perfect, and just realizing how dirty and beat up it got with Chewie and Han living in it. All right, everybody, it's time for player 2. So you're going to roll dice for yourself.
Come on.
Let's
Roll
go.
dice for yourself.
6 and a 3. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, Jelena is passing in our local market purchasing. I have accumulated 8 space bucks. So I'm now shopping at level 2. And I am going to buy a... I'm going to buy a manipulate the dice ship. I will say that for most players, one of the most confusing things about Space Base is learning how to use the charged abilities and how to use the abilities that allow you to manipulate the total of the die roll. The rules are in the rule book, and you can find them if you look them up. They're a little bit hard to understand until you play a couple times. The way it works is when you roll the number of that ship that has a charge marker on it, that's when you put a charge on that space. And if you have a ship that has multiple charges, you have to look carefully. Sometimes the charges have a little lock symbol in between them, and that means you have to charge all of the lock spaces before you can use the ability. And sometimes the charging spaces have numbers on them, and that means you have to fill those charges if you're playing in a 3 or 4 player game.
3 or 2 player game.
Yes, I'm sorry, that's correct. Right. So it basically tells you, like if you're playing in a game with fewer people, that you have to charge more charges. And the secret is that you can use the charges anytime you can use the ability on that card. You don't have to roll that number again to use that ability. So if you charge up a green ability, you can use it on any turn, on any roll. And that's why they're awesome. All right, here endeth the lesson. I'm now going to roll for player 3. Player 3 has rolled a 5 and a 6. Yo! Very piratey today.
6.
Unfortunately, the yo did me no good.
6.
And now I'm going to resolve the market changes. Let me get that 2 in there. All right, so I rolled a 3. So we're going to remove a number 1 level ship and replace that. And then we're going to roll 4. So another level 2 ship is going to go away. There she goes. All right.
Oh, we should be removing 1 card from the game. What is that card? I think it's in the rules there. It's the one that says other players lose something.
Yeah, if you're not playing at home with anybody else, there's no reason to play with USS Gordon, which has the ability all players lose 4 victory points. You could play with it if you wanted to because it has the second power, which is you can buy 1 or 2 cards. But we kind of recommend that you take that card out. It's just not as useful, and it's not costed right because you're not going to actually make any other players lose any points. I want to talk a little bit about the Golden Geek Awards. John, you want to talk about the Golden Geek Awards before we start turn 6?
Sure. The Golden Geek Awards and the Dice Tower Awards are
Right.
also running right now. Is today I think maybe yesterday was the last day for Golden Geeks, maybe.
It was.
I don't know. So we were up for a couple of Golden Geeks. We were up for Point Salad and for
Tiny Towns.
Tiny Towns and Space Base, the expansion Space Base.
Yep.
And same with the Dice Tower Awards, right?
Yeah.
The same 3 games are up on the Dice Tower Awards. So if you have not voted yet for either of those, we would love it if you would go vote, even if we're not the game you're voting for, because people worked hard on those games and they'd like to win if possible.
Absolutely. All right, everybody, we're going to start turn 6. Rolling for player 1. Player 1 rolled a 1 and a 3. That wasn't too bad.
That helps me.
That was okay. Oh, I forgot to move back to my income. Okay. 2. All right, it's time for player 2. So everybody's going to roll your own dice. Rolling for yourself. Ooh, that was okay. And then you're going to shop on the market. It's an even numbered turn, so I will shop first. We got to keep an eye on my wife. She keeps going for that market. I guess I'm going to continue my Wahoo strategy of attempting to manipulate the die rolls by buying another manipulate the die roll ship. A little piece of space-based trivia that you may not know, every ship in the game is actually named after an actual real-life astronaut.
I'm going to save my money again.
She's passing. Delana has passed. Okay. I'm going to assume everybody else at home is caught up. It's time to roll for player 3. And player 3 rolled a 1 and a 3. Look at that, player 3. Good roll.
4 again. I like 4s. You're doing a good job, Ryan. I'm literally only on 4s and 6s, and you keep rolling them. It's great.
I got your Venmo payment earlier, so we're good to go on that. All right, I'm also going to roll to see what comes off the market. I rolled a 5, so we're going to lose another number 2. Oh, painful on our end. We just lost the ship that allows you to multiply the reward by 2. That's always a fan favorite. And I rolled a 2, so we're going to remove a level 1 ship.
So you're doing great on the player rolls, but these market rolls are killing me, man.
Yeah, they're draining the market of the ships you want, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. You've pretty much nailed the one I wanted every time.
All right. Well, it's system working as intended then. It's almost like the AI is hate drafting against you, just like a real player would. Good design there, Luke.
Thank you.
All right. That takes us to turn number 7. Lucky number 7 in the craps table. We're going to roll for player 1. And we rolled a 3 and a 6. Total of 9.
Nothing for me.
3 and a 6. Total of 9.
No.
Yeah, the danger is skipping a buying turn early is you're not getting access to the rolls on other players' turns. Okay, everybody, it's time for player 2. That's us. Everybody rolls at home and resolves your own ships.
Come on, let's get a good roll here.
Ooh, I got a 1 and a 3. I'm going to charge up both of my abilities. Cool.
Yeah.
Charging these up. Unfortunately, the half of my board that has the charges on, you can't see.
Ooh, I got my first victory points. Woohoo!
Let me slide this over real quick just so people can see what I'm doing. So I have I've charged up my 1 and my 3. I have charges on both. These abilities allow me to manipulate the total of the die roll. So it's a green ability. Green means I can use it on my turn or another player's turn. And when I spend this charge, I increase the total of the die roll. For this ship, it's either I increase by 1 or I increase by 2. So if I rolled a 7, I can make this an 8 or a 9 by spending this charge. This ship only allows me to increase the die roll by 1. So if I rolled a 7, I can only increase it to an 8. Let me slide this back. Try not to screw my whole board up. All right. I assume everybody's had time. All right. Are we shopping? Did you shop?
I did.
You do not shop. All right, you're shopping. All right, I've got 4 space bucks. Do the space bucks have an actual name?
Credits?
Mhm.
Credits.
Maybe
I
credits?
feel bad calling them space bucks when I think they probably have a
Let
real
me
name.
check. Let me check on the rulebook.
All right, we'll get an answer to
They
this
are
pressing
indeed
question.
credits.
They are credits.
Okay,
Yep.
credits.
Thank you, everybody.
Great.
Thanks for going and auditing my answer, Glad. Appreciate that.
That was
Sure.
it's just a way of saying we love you. All right, I'm gonna. You know what? Why not? I've already gone down this path a little bit. I'm gonna keep going down the path. I'm gonna be able to manipulate the heck out of these die rolls.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but you don't have anything up there on the 12 yet, do you?
I know that's the goal, right? So the value of manipulating the die roll is to score the higher numbered rolls more frequently, but I don't have anything on them yet. So I've built an engine that does nothing.
So the chat is saying, how many more times are you going to roll a 6 and a 3 this game?
Quite a few. I got a lot of 9s. My 9 is built up.
I love the 9. Car 54 on the hop is my favorite call at the craps table. So I will attempt to deliver that for the players. All right. We're going to roll for player 3. And we rolled a 5 and a 6. Another yo.
6.
Wow, I always forget to move my credits back to the income level. I gotta do that every time we buy. It's one of those little things. Like if you forget to do it one turn, suddenly you have a huge advantage, and then your wife laughs at you and says you're a cheater. All right, I'm gonna roll to see what happens to the market. I rolled a 4, so the level 2 is gonna come off.
No, victory
And we'll
points.
get another level 2. Oh, there they go. And then the second roll is a 6, taking off a level 3.
No.
Oh, I'm glad I bought that one last turn.
Yeah. Okay, kind of drives me crazy having this one unsleeved ship in my whole deck. I got to get a sleeve on that ship. All right, that is the end of turn number 7. We are now on turn number 8. Turn number 8, you guys should have, I would say, anywhere from 3 to 6 ships flipped upside down and score any points on their players' rolls. So stuff's going to start to accelerate here. You should be getting lucky on the robot rolls more frequently. All right, the first roll for player 1. The roll for player 1 is a 3 and a 5, total of 8.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep.
That was a good roll. What, did I just miss you, or how is it terrible?
Oh yeah, because I'm only on 4s and 6s, so.
Okay. You have
I'm
a very
7.
concentrated board. That's what I hear you saying.
4, 6, and 7 I'm on, and you just missed all of mine completely.
All right. All right. I want to take a note real quick to remind everybody that on Monday, we'll be playing Tiny Towns at noon, which we've been doing a month. And our guest on Monday is going to be John Clare, designer of Space Base.
Yep.
That'll be super cool.
Why John Clare's not our guest today?
That's a good question. Well, he's on the chat, so he's playing along at home, and it's like he was our guest, except we can't hear him. All right, we are now on player 2. We're going to roll for ourselves. Roll for yourself. Snake Eyes.
Ooh, 7. 6 victory.
I'm going to take a victory point for that.
I'm going to take 6 victory.
You're going to take what? 4. 4 victory. Nice. My wife is now ahead and leading, and she will win the rest of the game, no doubt. All right, it is an even number turn, so I will shop first on our local game. I feel like I need to start pumping up my high numbers. You know what? I'm going for it. I got all these things. I'm just going to make this happen. Who knows? Who knows if it'll work? Because as John Singer says, I may be good at life, but I'm bad at games. All right. I think everybody's had enough time to go shopping on your local board and replace any cards you bought. So we're going to roll for player 3.
Hey, Ryan?
Yeah.
Before you roll for player 3, you're putting those cards back in the wrong spot. You're supposed to slide. Aren't you supposed to slide the cards down before you replace?
So those are cards we bought locally?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm playing the game wrong. We've just been replacing them in the slots we bought from.
Because we're playing with the sliding, this is just a technical question.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Luke, what do you think about that?
Yes, everything slides first, and then you fill in closest to the deck.
All right, there we have an answer to that question. I've played the game wrong for 8 turns. Congratulations, everybody. All right, so the next roll is going to be a 5 and a 6. Another yo. That was an excellent roll.
That is a gigantic hole on my board. Like you've
Does it
rolled
look like a 5 and a
11s, and I have no 5s, no 6s, or 11.
What kind of craps player are you? You are the only man I've ever known who's been told by the pit boss to lower your throw because the dice are burning up in re-entry.
Yeah, because they were burning up
You
and
should
they
know
were
what you're doing now. All right, I'm going to roll now for the market changes. I rolled another 6, so we're going to take a level 3 off. And I'm going to roll another 6. Wow, there we go. 2 6s in a row. Another 36 to 1. People did mention a little earlier questions about Shy Pluto. Shy Pluto is the first expansion for Space Base. It is what we call a saga expansion, which means that you will play that expansion, and as you play it, you will add cards and secret components to the game, and you tell a little story. The nice thing about it is it's not a legacy game. You don't destroy or alter any components. You can easily take the Shy Pluto content out of your basic game and put it right back to where it started. Or you could just play with the parts of Shy Pluto that you like. You don't have to use the whole thing. But if you play through the expansion, you're going to have a really fun experience. You'll get a pretty clever story, and there's a lot of fun game mechanics, and there's some really cool stuff in the secret boxes we won't talk about. We have a kind of a bit of an odd situation right now. Space Base is currently out of stock on our web store. We have a container of that product coming across the ocean as we speak. It's due in just a week or two, and you'll be able to buy it from us again. You can buy Shy Pluto or the Command Station storage box right now, however. We've got them in the store. They're ready to go.
The John Clare games sell out, so don't be
They
late
do.
on the Dead Reckoning Kickstarter in a couple of months.
That's right. Absolutely. All right. We're now on turn 9. We're going to roll for player 1. And I rolled a 5 and a 2. Total of 7. Total of 7. That was not a bad roll for me. I'm taking a peek at Delana. Do we want to do a quick run through and see how we're doing on victory points? I've got 3. How many do you have, Delana?
I have 4.
Delana has 4. Vlad, how many victory points do you
I
have?
have 4.
Todd? Mark?
8.
Wow.
John Zinzer?
I have 3.
Kyle?
I have exactly 2.
And the Peter Smiths?
None.
0.
What?
I have
This is
played
unheard
poorly
of.
so far.
There haven't been a lot of victory point cards coming up in the market. So.
Yeah, that is true as well.
Just to put that in comparison, in the very first test of Space Base at home, Luke Petersmith loaded up his 12 and then rolled 12 about 9 times. How many points did you score in that game, Luke? Was it over 80?
Off the
Yeah,
board.
yeah, it was 77 or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was en fuego.
En fuego.
All right.
En llamas.
Yeah, there we go. That was my Spanish, Vlad. There's not a lot of it, but there's a little bit. Yo no hablo español. All right. We're going to roll for player 2, everybody. Player 2.
It's us.
That's us.
5 and a 2.
Player 2. All right. Well, I actually rolled pretty good that time. All right. It is an odd numbered turn. So in our local game, Delane is going to buy first.
5 and a 4. That gets me more victory points.
I feel like Rado, except unlike Rado, you actually get to hear and see my wife occasionally. She's not a mystery. All right. So now I don't refill the market, right? Or I do?
We get to buy because we just we collected stuff. So
Right. So am I sliding down and then filling from the deck?
You slide everything down. Yes, correct.
Okay, got it. All right, very nice.
So
All right.
I've got a red victory point generator up there now, Ryan. So hit me with those 4s.
That looked good. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. What did I roll? I rolled a 4. I rolled an 8. I already took those points. Oh, it's so complicated. So many choices.
You win card.
So many choices. I'm feeling like a 7 is going to be a good number to have.
I hope so.
Is that a good number? What am I doing here? Let me think this through. No. Yes. Oh, so many choices. Don't laugh at me. It's not funny.
If you guys watched Tiny Towns yesterday, that's just exactly what I sounded like before I scored -1.
Wow. Chris Ermel says that he has 17 victory points right now.
What?
17. Wow. Okay. That's pretty good.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, that's the end of your turn. So it's time for player 3. We're going to roll for player 3. And look at that. I rolled another yo. Yes! Good roll, robot.
There's
Right.
absolutely no way I can win with that many 11s being rolled. No way.
I had not seen a single 6 in the whole market.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's not a single thing out here that helps me with that.
Not a single thing. All right.
I got two red 6s up, so I'm okay with it.
All right. We're going to roll for the market changes. I rolled a 2. Going to drop a level 1 ship and replace that from the draw deck. And then I'm going to, there's some victory points. Delaney just perked up. I'm going to roll, I rolled a 5. So we're going to drop a level 2 ship and roll these down. All right. We're going to advance our turn counter to 10. Give everybody a couple minutes to get caught up. And we will get ready to roll for player 1 at the start of the 10th turn. Here comes the roll. All right. I rolled a 7, a 3, and a 4.
Victory points.
Yay.
3 and a 4. Do I want the 7 or do I want to turn the 7 into an 8?
Yeah, it is.
I bought a ship. No, I did not. This is all real money. I'm going to do that. I'm going to burn a credit. I'm going to burn a charge on a ship, and I'm going to turn that 7 into an 8, which gives me 3 space bucks, 3 credits. All right. Now it's time to roll for ourselves. Rolling at home. Ooh, look at that. Look at the boxcars. These are good dice.
That's a game.
Sending a charge to get 6 victory points.
All right. This is an odd number. So, this is an even number turn. So I get to shop first in our local market. I've got 9 credits. 9 credits. It's not a bad place to be.
I'm going to buy a card I don't really want just to get some red victory points up top.
All right. I now have 4 cards in sectors 1 through 6, which allow me to manipulate the die roll. We'll see how that works out. And Delana has decided to pass on our local market. Going to replace the card that I bought. All right, we're getting ready for player 3. Here comes player 3. All right, I rolled a 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6, total of 8. 2 and 6, total of 8. Well, that was okay, but not great. Okay, but not great. All right, and now I'm going to roll to remove the market cards. I rolled a 4, so we're going to drop a level 2. And I roll a 3. We're going to drop a level 1. Okay, this is turn 11. Turn 11 is the last of the regular turns. At the end of this turn, we're going to flip the tracking board over, and we're going to explain how the end game rolling will work. So just be prepared. This is the final turn in this format. Vlad, have I forgotten any of the notes I'm supposed to be following?
No, I think you're fine.
Right.
You actually did it really well. Thank you.
All right. Well, you're an excellent producer, Vlad. I really appreciate those notes.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's hit some 7s now. 34, 34.
How about hard 6? Hard 6, everybody. 2 3s.
Oh, I mean, hard 6 is okay.
2 3s.
2 3s?
2 3s.
I need a bad number. I need 34. It's
All right.
Nothing.
All right.
When John and I were young and inexperienced and the world was new, we used to play a lot of craps, and we made a lot of money hitting the hard 6.
When Ryan and I were young and fun, we used to play a lot of crap. Now, Ryan is no longer fun, and he sees money lost at the craps table as less time at the poker table. Vegas is not as much fun.
Yeah, I'm a poker player now, not a craps player, so I'm still fun.
I have no idea because craps is the game you can never lose at, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
You just
long as you
roll
are
the dice.
connected
Now
to the dice.
and now all we hear is the pop craps girl saying, "Push the button." All right, that was player 1, so it's time to roll for yourself. Player 2 rolls.
2 and a 1. Oh, that was...
I feel like I should write a blog about our first trip to Atlantic City, John.
You know what? I would. I'd let you ghostwrite that blog. That'd be great.
All right. Okay, here we go. I am going to spend a charge. I rolled a 7. I'm going to spend a charge. Sorry, I rolled a 9. I'm going to spend a charge, and I'm going to pop my 9 to an 11, which gives me 10 space bucks.
Nice.
Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, it actually worked. Shocker. This is an odd number turn, so Delana will be shopping first on our local market. She is shaking her head. Are you passing?
Nope. Give me the outposts.
Okay, which one do you want?
We'll take it for 14.
You can get, for 14, you can get the Sector 2 outpost.
Take it.
All right, Delana's buying an outpost. She's bought the Sector 2 outpost. Outposts go onto your space base like a regular ship. You score the victory points immediately, and whatever card was on that sector gets flipped and slipped under your board. But for the rest of the game, when you roll that number, you don't get any benefit. You don't get those victory points again. You only get them one time. Okay, what am I going to buy here? I feel like I should buy a more expensive outpost to try to catch up with Delana, but I really can't get much. All right, I've got 17. What does this bad boy do? Strategy. I'm going to use my ships that allow me to manipulate the die roll to keep manipulating into 9s. We'll see what happens. Okay, we're going to roll for player 3. Player 3 rolls a 2 and a 3, total of 5.
Oh, Ryan, you missed
2
me.
and a 3.
And the victory points.
2 and a 3. That's worth 2 space bucks for me. All right, now we're gonna update the marketplace. I rolled a 3, so a level 1 ship is coming off. Let me update for my buy. Level 1 ship is coming off, and then there's some arrows. First arrows we've seen in our local board, and then I rolled a 1, so we're gonna lose another level 3 ship. Another level 1 ship. Oh, arrows. Got to get those arrows. Sector 8 arrows. Oh, that's got to be my card. All right, everybody. Let's do a victory point check. I still have 3. Delana has 12. Vlad?
6.
Mark?
11.
John?
10.
Kyle?
Moved up to 4.
And the Peter Schmitz.
8.
And 2.
Look at that. From 0 to 8, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that is the end of the 11th turn. So I'm going to move the dice off our board real quick, and I'm going to reveal the end game scoring board. Here is how the end game works. In a regular game of Space Base, the game ends as soon as one player has exceeded 40 victory points. And then after every player takes their final turn, whoever has the most victory points is the winner. That is not how Space-Based live gaming works. For Space-Based live gaming, instead, what we're going to do is mark every pair of dice we roll. The game will continue until we roll the same combo again. So if I roll a 3 and a 1, we're going to mark the 3 and the 1, and the game will end if the robot rolls a 3 and a 1. And then every time we roll a new pair, we're just going to mark those combos as we go. I have a bunch of markers here. And it usually takes about 5 to 7 rounds before the game ends, although it could end on the second roll of the dice. And Luke, I don't remember if we decided to mark them twice or mark them once.
You just mark them once, but we don't mark for the player 2 rolls. So you don't mark when you roll for yourself.
So we're going to mark for player 1 and player 3.
So
Correct.
the points on the chat are Allison has 5, Amy has 14, Chris has 19, and David Bauer has 9.
Nice.
So, newsflash is I still have the lowest number of points.
Okay. All right. So if you are counting at home and if it matters for the purposes of figuring out who buys first on the market, this is turn 13. Sorry, this is turn 12. So this is an odd number turn. I will be buying first in our little game. And I have rolled a 1 and a 6. So
Yo, 7. Woo!
the 1 and the 6. There's a yo. There's a 7 for Mark. 1 and a 6. Okay. I guess I'm just going to take the 2 income.
2 money and 3 victory points.
All right, and then you're going to roll for yourself at home. I rolled 2 4s.
Ooh.
Jelena just scored 4 more victory points. She's
7
chortling.
more money.
I'm gonna charge up my 4. Unfortunately, I rolled 2 4s, so I can't charge it twice, which isn't optimal. This is an even numbered turn, so I will be buying first from the market. I have 8 space bucks. I desperately need to get this ship that has the arrows on it, so I will definitely be buying that. Delana, do you want to buy anything? She's peeking.
I just bought my first outpost.
Oh, Mark's got an outpost. Now he's going to buy victory points.
Yeah, I'll take this 5.
Okay, Delana's buying. Oh, she's changing her mind. No, 12, 5. Nope. Okay, she bought one. All right. All right. Okay. That was the roll for us. So now it is time to roll for player 3. And player 3 rolled a 1 and a 4.
Oh, thank you, player 3.
1 and a 4 for a total of 5.
That's more victory points. Thank you.
Here they go. All right, now we're gonna meddle with the market. I rolled a 5, so we're gonna drop a level 2 ship, replace that ship, and we're gonna roll again. I rolled a 2, so we're gonna drop a level 1 ship. Oh, there's some more arrows, and it's a 7. Oh, that's good for me. It may not matter, but we'll see.
Just roll a 1 and a 6 again now, Ryan, please.
That is the end. All right, we have a request.
1 and a 6.
Been asked to roll 1 and a 6. That would end the game.
Victory points and end the game, and I figure I'm ahead.
I rolled a 3 and a 4. 3 and a 4.
That's almost as good.
That's almost as good. Almost. That's 2 space bucks.
It's 2 bucks.
All right, and then it's time to roll for yourself. Everybody rolls at home.
3 more victory points.
Oh, that was good. I just rolled. Okay, I rolled a 1 and a 5.
4 more victory points.
I am charged up and ready to go.
Man, I'm those 7s.
All right, I need to get that 9 and score the 7 victory points. All right, are you going to go shopping?
Can everybody hear the game about to end? Ryan is saying, I am ready to go.
That means there's no hope.
Yep.
All right, Delana is passing. I'm going to buy this 7. All right, I am loaded for bear on my turn. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I may not get it.
Now let's get a point count. How many you got, Mark?
23.
Oh, you are winning right now.
23. I've got 3. Delana has
20.
20. Vlad?
8.
8.
Yep.
John?
I got 18.
18. Kyle?
8.
8. And the Peter Smiths?
10.
3.
Okay, we have a wide range of scores right now.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to go back to the back to the top and roll for player 1.
Come on, any 7. Any 7.
And I rolled yo again, 5 and 6.
Oh.
5 and 6. That is a fantastic roll for me. That gets me $6 and an income. It's always fantastic at the end, just before it doesn't matter. All right, so now it's time to roll for yourself. Okay. Okay, no whammies. Oh, that's good, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that is good. I just rolled boxcars again, which gives me 8 money.
I rolled a 5. I'm going to spend a charge and turn my 5 into a 6. Sorry, I rolled a 6. I'm going to turn a charge and turn my 6 into a 7. My 7 gives me a space buck and an arrow to 8. My 8 gives me an arrow to the 9, and the 9 scores me 7 victory points.
Woot!
Okay, it worked once.
Just bought another outpost.
I want an outpost.
You want an outpost. Delana's buying an outpost. Which outpost would you like?
What can I get for $15?
For $15, you can get the 3 outpost worth 5 VP. All right, she's buying another outpost. Okay, that should be the end of our turns. It's time to roll for the robot.
Come on, 7. Come on, 7. Come on,
The
7.
robot rolls a 6 and a 1.
Yes!
6 and a 1. That means the game will be over at the end of our turn, right, Luke?
Yes, we're going to get one more turn.
That's
No,
right.
end it now. End it now.
We will roll for the robot for player 1, and then everybody at home will get one more roll, and then that will be the end of the game. So I'm going to roll the dice to figure out what comes off the market. I rolled a 3, so we're going to drop a level 1 ship and replace that. And then I'm going to roll again, and I rolled a 4, so we're going to drop a level 2 ship and replace that. All right, and now we're going back to the top. We're going to roll for player one. This is the last robot roll. Last chance to score on red.
Chan,
Seven.
Eight.
Robot rolled a 5 and a 3. Total of 8.
Ooh.
Total of 8.
5 and 3, 8. That's nothing good.
All right, and this is your final roll, everybody. It's time to roll at home. You can roll for yourself.
Double threes. Come on.
Come on, boxcars. Come on, boxcars.
Score 7 more victory points. That gets me to 17. I have 17 space bucks. Oh, I can't buy the 18 cost outpost. Great googly moogly.
I could. That'd be worse.
That is sad making. I am going to be forced to buy the 1. Oh, what a shame.
That is a Travis Shamockery.
I don't think it was going to matter. I don't think I had any chance of catching Delana, but at least I got to 20 points. All right, that is the end of the game, everybody. It is time to collect our scores. I scored 20 points. Delana scored 29. Brad?
19.
Mark?
30. I love the disembodied groan from off camera there.
Ah!
You wanted to win. John Zinzer?
31.
How many?
Oh, I'm sorry, 21.
21.
Oh.
Kyle Dunn?
Oh, I just wanted to put the fear in the Mark there.
I managed to climb up to 19.
All right.
Nice.
Andy Petersmith?
18.
Less than 18.
All right, that's a point plus, I'm sure. Okay, everybody, that is the end of today's Space Base at Home.
Woo!
Thank you, everyone.
You all enjoyed playing Space Base with us. If you've got any feedback or suggestions, just leave them in the comments channel there. We'd love to see them. I think this game ended a little faster than normal. Usually we get a couple more turns into the end game, but that's okay.
Yep.
Glad to have you here. Everybody stay safe. Cough into your elbow and wear a mask if you go out. Buy from your local retail stores if you can. If you can't, you can welcome to shop on our online store. We will be gone over the weekend, but we will see you on Monday when we'll be back to playing Tiny Towns. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a time with John Clare. John Clare will be joining us on Monday.
John
Glad,
Clare
did I
will be-
forget anything?
No, I want to thank everyone for being here from the chat. We're getting the final results. Yeah, you know what you forgot? The giveaway.
Oh, we didn't run a contest today.
It is the first day of the month, too, so
Everybody's eligible to play.
That's right. That's great.
All right. Our contest is going to be the first person who can tell me who the third person was to set foot on the moon will win a copy of Command Station, the space-based storage box.
I know this one. It was Bugs Bunny because the Martian was already there.
Bugs Bunny, that's correct. That would be the astronauts on Apollo 12. I'm just going to check here. I know the two guys' names. I just don't know which one
Matt
was first.
Morley say Wallace.
I know the guys' names, but I don't know who was first. The interesting thing about that flight is that everybody on Apollo 12 was in the Navy. It was an all-Navy crew.
Charles Conrad, I have. Or Pete Conrad.
I think that's right. They bought, the commander was Charles Conrad. Pete Conrad, that's right, Pete Conrad. The fact that you said Charles Conrad tells me you looked it up on Google because everybody calls him Pete.
Okay, Allison wins.
It was Pete Conrad.
Congrats, Allison.
It was an all-Navy mission. They all bought Corvettes at the same time, and they had license plates that said something like Navy 1, Navy 2, and Navy 3. And when they came in for the landing, they were a little high, and they didn't realize it. The guy who was looking out of the lunar module window and helping guide the commander to a landing saw the contact light come on. There's a little probe that descends down from the bottom of the lander, and when it touches the moon's surface, a light goes off. And he was a little excited, and he called contact, and the commander shut the engine down. And the lunar lander dropped about 3 feet right onto the moon's surface. They had quite the surprise jolting landing on that mission, but everything ended up being okay. They came home safe, as you all know. So that's your Apollo trivia for the day. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We had a great time playing Tiny Towns and Space Base.
Space Base.
See you on Monday.
Bye, everyone. Oh.
Ryan and Luke, can I do a quick call with you guys?
Bye,
Yeah,
everybody.
we won't go anywhere.
Bye, everyone. Have a great
Bye,
day.
everyone.
We've seen this